Good morning, everyone. I'm calling you up. I'm actually calling you up from the parking lot of one of our local food pantries. Um, I had to come here to get some help, get some food. The kid already loaded it in my car. This particular food pantry, you can come every week. I don't need to, but you can come either on today's Tuesday morning, or you can come Thursday evening, and I'm not sure about Saturday. It seems to me like they used to do Saturday, but I'm not sure. And we also have another food pantry where you can go once a month. So, uh, I'm not too proud to come if I need some help. And although I am on a very strict diet because of the diabetes, also can't go hungry because that will not help your blood sugar. And this food pantry, they have the boxes prepared by the size of your household. It makes things go a lot faster. It was different before COVID. Before COVID, I had come here a couple times, and the system was very different, and it took a long time. And since COVID, they have changed it to where you're just they give you a card. You have a card like a debit card, and it just has the name of the food pantry on it, and it has your name, and then they assign you like a client number. And you come and you just show that card to the person at the desk, and they scan it so that you're in the system. And then you come back outside, and they have benches, and you sit, and you just wait for your name to be called. And they bring you out the boxes of food on a dolly, and they have volunteers. Usually it's some high school kids, and it can also be people that have been in trouble with the law that are doing community service, and they'll wheel out the boxes of food and they'll load them up in your car. So it goes a lot quicker. Before COVID, you would come down here and you would sign it. You'd show your ID, your license or picture ID, and you'd sign in, and then you would sit in a very small, hot room, elbow to elbow. It's what you did. And then they gave you a number, and then they'd call your number when your food was ready. Now let's see, how did that work? Oh, there's a man with a wheelbarrow and a dog. Okay, they'd call your number, you would get up, you'd go to the other room, and you could go shopping for canned goods, for sweets, for bottled water, soda. Meanwhile, in the food pantry room, they're preparing your box with meats or with fish. And but it was very, oh, what's he throwing out? Bricks. It was very chaotic at that time because sometimes you'd get two other people in that little shopping area where you are, and I mean, I never had a hard time with anyone, but there were people that would actually get into arguments. Oh, I want that sweet, and someone else would say, well, I had it first, and just a bunch of nonsense. And so this way that they have changed it, because during COVID, you couldn't be close to people. So they would have, I never came during COVID, but I know people that had come, and that's when they decided to give out that card and just have you show your card, get it scanned, and come outside and wait. So anyway, I'm thankful for the food pantries. You really can't be picky because they give you what organizations or what people have donated to them. My way of giving back in the past to this food pantry was I made hats, all different sizes, and I brought them down here in the cold months and gave them to the people. Well, I gave them to the people that volunteer here, and they must have put them out in a box or something. But that was my way of giving back. They don't ask you to give back anything, but I felt like to do that. And I mean, you cannot be too proud to go where help is available. You know, now I could ask, you know, anyone in my church, you know, could you help buy a few groceries till I could get through the end of the month? And I mean, they would help, but you know, they help so much already. We all help each other as best as we can. In fact, my car is desperately needing a drink of oil. And I know oil don't cost much, but I have just run out. I try to make my small Social Security check last till the end of the month, but this month it didn't make it. And so somebody from church is gonna buy me oil today and come after he gets off work and bring it over. So I'm thankful for that. Very thankful for that. What else? Oh, I know that I have Kelly from I Bring It Every Day. Please forgive me. I have the giveaway prize that you sent me. It must be probably 2 weeks now that I want to show on a video. And I mentioned I bought thumbtacks so that I can tack it up on my lean-to door just to do the video. Then, you know, I misplaced those thumbtacks and I went to Dollar Tree and I bought another pack thinking it's not going to be a waste of money because I can always bring them to the church and use them in Sunday school. Now a plane is going over. Well, somehow, it's a helicopter. Somehow I've misplaced the second package of thumbtacks, and I'm not going to go buy a third one. I'm just going to look high and low for one of these two packages or packs. And so that's why I haven't done that video. I don't want to lay what I won from her out on my bed. I want to tack it up just to do a video. And then last Friday, I think Thursday or Friday, I received some squares from Tara Lynn. I think I got her name right this time. She has that cute little dog, Zoe. And I received squares from her that I've been collecting. So I have been not feeling well, I guess, since about Saturday. In fact, I did not go to church Sunday. I didn't go Sunday morning or Sunday night. I felt that bad. Not sick to my stomach. I'm having, I guess, a flare-up of the spinal cord disease and arthritis or the other joint disease or bone disease. After a while, you lose track, but it's just a flare-up in my bones and joints that really hurt. I mean, it hurts just to wash dishes. I can't sweep the floor. It really hurts my bones. Maybe today I'll try to sweep the floor. So I've just been resting. Saturday I couldn't even sit out with my chickens. And I've been using ice packs and some Tiger Balm. And I've been trying to trim my squares because if my hands don't keep busy, they get worse. Now I have some sad news. This morning, let all the chickens out, and they were all running around and scratching and everything that they do. And about an hour later, I went out to give them some scraps, and I noticed one of my baby peeps was floating in the gosling's pool, and it had passed away. Obviously it flew in there and couldn't fly out. Now this happened also Sunday. It happened sometime Sunday evening. It was close to the time where all the chickens were going in to roost, and the two silky hens and the peeps had gone in, and some of my adult hens had gone in, but I kept hearing a peep, and I was looking around, and it was one of my brown ones that was in the pool, but it was um, kind of swimming, but it was in distress, and I took it out and held it close and brought it inside, and I got a towel, and I was, wrapping it up in the towel. It was cold, and then I got some extra hay and put it down on the floor in the coop, because that's where the silky hens and all the peeps have been um, laying, is in one corner, for the night. And I put a bunch of extra hay in there, and that little peep went right underneath one of the silkies, and the silky was grabbing that hay with her beak or her mouth and putting it under her. They know what to do. So I was worried about that one all that night. In fact, I went out a couple times to check, and it just stayed underneath the mama. And then this morning, or yesterday morning, um, it was fine. There's no way that I can prevent that from happening, because the gosling needs to have water in the pool. There's no way to fence it off, because I'd have to fence the gosling in the fenced in area just with the pool. So it's just, it's just part of nature. I do the best I can. But this one that drowned was one of my little, I have 6 dark peeps, like brown and grays, and then I had 4 yellow and whitish ones, and this was one of the yellow and whitish ones that drowned. I'll tell you, there is a big need for assistance in our county. This food pantry serves our county, not just the town I live in. And my heart went out to one family that was there, a dad and a mom and 4 kids. One was a set of twin boys, and then an older boy, and then a girl. And you don't know people's situations. They could have lost their job, they could be laid off, they could put all their food money towards a car payment or towards a mortgage, or you just don't know. And my heart really went out to them, to everyone that's here, because there's a need. And I'm sure there's some that take advantage, and I'm sure of that only because back home, I've mentioned this before, I was involved with a food pantry and a clothes closet. I used to do the intakes because I can speak Spanish. The area that facility was in a very Spanish-speaking area, and a lot of people would come in that needed help and couldn't speak English, and the director couldn't speak Spanish, and the 2 caseworkers couldn't, but I could. So I used to do the intakes, and we were aware of those that kind of took advantage. In fact, the director finally had to put up a sign in English and Spanish that said the services, the food pantry and clothes closet were for need and not greed. But they still never turned anyone away. If someone's taken advantage, it's really between them and God, because how bad would you feel if you turned someone away? You'd feel terrible. Now, if you see that they're taking advantage, you can go over and, say, there's a limit, like on 2 sweets, or you can manage it that way instead of turning someone away. That's just my experience from back home being involved in it, but something popped up, I don't know what. But you never know somebody's situation. there's still a lot of people. I forget what time this ends. Maybe at 1. I don't know, because I don't need to come here that often, so I don't really know their schedule, but I'm thankful that they're here. And what else can I tell you? I guess that's it. It's not a very happy video, but I don't want to come across, complaining or feeling sorry for myself. I'm just sharing with you my life. That's basically what all my videos are. And I can tell you that Jesus is the center of my life, and he takes us through anything. Anything he takes us through. And you know what? Yes, this food pantry is helping to provide a need for me and for these others, and they've been given these canned goods and whatever by people just dropping things off. They get day-old bread and stuff from the supermarkets, or however they get it. But at the end of the day, God owns it all. When you think about it, God owns it all. That's just amazing. I feel like a mosquito got me. And so I guess this is it. I'm going to head home so that I can put these groceries away. I don't know what's in them, because that kid, he just was so kind enough to put the box in the car. And I won't be able to lift that box. So it will take a little bit to get it unloaded, because I can just take a little bit at a time in. But I will do it. And I guess I'll talk to everyone later. I hope that you have a wonderful day. It's warm here, and it's a little humid. I don't know if it's going to rain or not. It feels like rain. And we did have some rain last week, and that could be part of why I've had a flare-up. There's lots of barometric pressure. I'm thankful I don't have a migraine. But if I end up with one, God is still God. So I'm going to end this video, and I just now thought of it. Maybe I'm taking someone's parking space, but there's some other parking spaces available if someone pulls in and needs to park. But I am going to head on home, because I don't want to hog this parking space, and I want to get these things put away. Whatever they have blessed me with needs to get put away. And I'll talk to you later. I'm going to look for those thumbtacks, Kelly, and get that thing that I won from you pinned up and get a video done. Okay, everyone. I'll talk to you later.